solving your problems with the famous person on the couch. It's Therapuss. He's got you on the hook. He's slaying and he's shook. It's Therapuss, 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 Therapuss. With me, Jake Shane. Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. And what a week we've had, okay? I just finished my Therapuss live tour. It was 21 cities. We finished in Los Angeles. It was so fun. Renee came out. Sophia came out. Alexander came out. It was so fun. And I really, really do miss tour. That was some of the most fun I think I've ever had in my life. I just love being on stage. I loved meeting everyone, and I loved making people laugh in person. Oh my God, it was like the best feeling in the entire world. I also released my first comedy album, Puss in Poems, which you guys have shown me so much love for, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy you guys are loving it because I love it literally so much. I actually love it so much that I went to the studio today and recorded my Christmas song, which I should be putting out shortly. I'm really proud of it, and I'm really excited. But yeah, tonight we have one of the most special guests I've ever had. Oh. Whoa. Stop. Stop. I told you I felt sick. Stop.
Sorry, it was just so in my ears.
Tonight we have one of the most special guests I've ever had, Rosé. Pop singer-songwriter superstar. Her new single, Number One Girl, is out everywhere now, as well as the number one smash hit, Apate with Bruno Mars. Her debut album, Rosie, is out December 6th everywhere. She is so incredible. She is one of the hardest working people I've ever met, one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I'm so honored that I was able to share the space with her and to have her come on this show. It was a dream come true, and I'm really, really excited for you guys to see it. So without further ado, Rosé. Hi, pussies, and welcome back to Therapuss. Today, I have never been more starstruck in my entire life. We have one of the most special guests I've ever had, Rosé.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Is this how I hold this?
Yes.
It's like an ice cream cone.
I know.
We're eating ice cream.
I'm sorry. I'm so nervous. I was pacing around my entire house all day, so anxious.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I hope I do a good job.
Yay. No. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. And you are coming off really, really, you're on fire right now.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Aww.
You are. I mean, Apate is number 8 in the country as of right now. Mm-hmm. As of right now.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's one of the number one songs in the world. Mm-hmm. And by the time this comes out, your next single, Number One Girl, will...
Yes, will be out, right? I think so.
Yes. And you're not just a performer. Mm-hmm. You're a songwriter as well.
Apparently. No.
Yes, you are. What do you mean, apparently?
Yeah. Yes.
How long have you been writing music for?
Not long. I started joining my sessions for the album last year, so it's been a year. It was last year around I think it was around September or something like that. So yeah, a bit over a year.
Has it been cathartic for you to write how you feel?
Yeah, no, at first I was really terrified.
Yeah.
I was terrified because I feel like music is something obviously I love, but I don't want to just be I write music and it's not an easy thing I assumed. And then I went in and then I met some great people who helped me kind of get over my anxiety of being in the studio. And then I noticed later on, all it is just us chit-chatting, girlfriend, friends out for coffee. And so it was literally just us chatting and then putting that into a song and then making it sound like everything we would talk about. So anything, it was okay, that doesn't sound real. It doesn't feel that's not real. That's not true. And then we'll scratch it and write something else that actually feels real. Right. And it was just a bunch of that. And then I noticed it was just days in the studio where I had all this terrible anxiety and all these thoughts in my head. And I'd throw it all up and then would write it in a song and then I'd leave with it just left in a song. Yeah. So I was that's what it was, and it was it's so much fun. But then I'd have my bad days where I was that did not help. That did not really portray what I was feeling, and so I would trash that. And it was a bunch of that put together, and that became the album.
I mean, I think that's so incredible because I feel
the best albums are ones where you can like really hear someone's like authentic feelings in it. And if you have those feelings, like those anxieties about like throwing up all your feelings into a song, it means it's real and it means it's you. And it's really going to resonate with people.
Yeah. I mean, I was shocked because I was like, okay, this is kind of like, it's like, it'll be good for me because I think when I meet my friends, I hate myself for this, but I'm the type of girl who just can't stop talking about this certain like subject, and I'll just like repeat it. And my friends are like angels who's just like they'll listen to.
Oh, like
me.
you hyperfixate.
Yeah, like
I do the same exact
Really?
thing. Yes, I can't like anything normally. Like that's what I always say. Like I always like something, or I always I'm obsessed about something.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
debilitating.
I'd like talk about it a lot. So
Yeah.
it was easy when I would go into the studio. I'd just be like, okay, this is what I'm on. It's just like talk about it.
Right.
And then I like my problem is that I overshare.
Yeah, me too.
Right? That's
me too.
yeah, that's my problem. So it's like when I go to the studio, it's like a safe space, and I'm if anything, I'm supposed to overshare. I'm
You're
like, yes!
absolutely supposed to overshare. It's what makes a good songwriter.
Yeah, so it was fun. I was like, I could do this for a year. And I did it.
Did you ever like have a moment where you wrote a song and you were like, that is too real? Like I cannot put that out.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's actually like a line in a song where I was like, no, we have to change that line. So we had to change the line. So I was like, it's giving away too much.
Right.
But then a lot of the stuff, like my co-writers and producers were like, no, it's so good, just keep it. And I got so much anxiety at first. I was like, oh, I don't think I should say this. It's just like, we shouldn't. We should just change everything. But they were like, no, it's really good. Let's keep it. So like, yeah, now I've learned to be a bit more vulnerable there and just, it's the art. So
We kind of briefly spoke about this, but you also get anxiety.
yeah.
And she was playing with this and I was like, hey, what the hell is that? Give that to me right now.
It's become like a thing. It's like they call it a rider.
Uh-huh.
It's a rider. It's like every time I'm in a meeting or anything, it's like it's always on the table because, now I can't work without it.
Right.
I just get anxiety and like I don't know if it's ADHD. I don't even know what it is, but like I need this, and then if I have it in my hand, like I focus.
When I have really bad anxiety, I need to move some part of my body. You know what I mean?
But like I like tense up. Like
same.
Like it's like muscles. I do weird things.
I
sometimes tense the muscles here, like.
It's like I pick a different muscle every day.
Oh my God.
Do you know what I mean?
Wait,
like
I was thinking about this the other day.
I used to do like
yeah,
I used to go like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Weird.
It's weird. It's like, it's just, when you're like, oh, I've never had an original experience.
Yeah,
That's like how I feel every time I talk about it.
And then I noticed what I do is like I use my fingernails and I like do this a lot. It's weird. So which is helpful because like I do that just to this now.
I used to feel like, or I still do, I feel like the veins in like my hand. I'll like feel for a pulse. Like it's like as if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I tense up and I walk around. I pace all over the house. I pace. But
this is good because you're like using the muscles here.
Yeah.
So it's just like a workout that becomes a workout.
Have you always had anxiety? Like for me, I've had anxiety since I was like, if I remember, like 7 years old. Do you ever like think about something and you're like, oh, that was anxiety. I just didn't know it at the time.
See, I've lived my life a little dull to that, I think.
Right.
I've only started noticing it, which is why I feel like it only started recently. I think it's gone really bad over this past few years. And like even like friends that used to work with me like 3-4 years ago, they started working with me again this year, and they were like, "Rosie, like you're a little different from then." And I was like, "Am I?" And I think that's probably the anxiety that's kind of like I think I have like I've never needed anything like this before. Like that have stress balls. I'm like, I don't understand stress balls. Like why do you ever need them? Is what I thought until I came across one during a meeting once, and I was like, "Ew, what is that?" I walked in, I was like, "Ew," and I touched it. I was like, "Oh, it's disgusting." And then I touched it. I was like, "Oh, it's kind of a cool texture."
And then now all of a sudden they're at every meeting.
Every single meeting. So, and then I was like, ew, I was like disgusted. But then I ended up doing this like serious meeting with somebody, and I got through it like so well. And then I was like,
it's the stress ball.
This just helped.
Yeah.
And that's when I diagnosed myself with bad anxiety. I was like, I have bad anxiety. That's what it was. And that was that's when I found out.
It's
happening.
frustrating when it like comes out like in physically
Yeah.
before it comes out mentally. You feel it as opposed to think it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you diagnose, once you say I have anxiety right now, things are a bit better. But then sometimes like hours pass, and then you look back and you're like, I was going through anxiety.
Right.
So that's when I think now it's good that like I have this to remind me I have anxiety.
Right.
If I'm going for it, I'm like, I know I have anxiety, so I know how to like articulate it. Like I know how to tell people I'm like, I'm getting anxiety. So like, you know, some people are like, what's the vibe has changed.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I have anxiety, and I'll
Yeah.
tell myself I just need like 5 minutes. Yeah.
That's good. Like, oh my God. That's
I need a squishy break is what I
Yeah.
say. You know how people go for smoke breaks?
yeah. A
like,
squishy break.
Yeah, I need a squishy break.
I actually do that, but I do it so much more
Call it a
impolitely.
squishy. Yeah.
I do it so I'll be at dinner. I get really overstimulated easily. I always say I'm the worst dinner guest.
Yeah.
I'll just stand up and I'll say, okay, I have to go. And I do a lap around the block and I come back and I sit down and I do it about 4 times a meal.
Oh, so this is like he just keeps disappearing.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Because I just
She'll be
get,
back.
my brain just gets so muddled. Like I get overstimulated really
Yeah.
easily.
Okay.
Have you like thought like, I wonder what is making me so, do you think it's anxious?
I think about it a lot lately because
Yeah.
it's really come up lately. Like this is like real time. And I noticed it was definitely overwork, and I was using, because I have so many things I have to confirm like left to right, but it's not just like, it's not mathematics. There's not an equation to everything. It's like, it's creative control. And it's like, I have to use like the deepest parts of my brain to find out what I want and dislike, and I have to keep giving feedback on that. And it's literally been like days on end, and I don't know how to take a break. I'm just kind of a workaholic.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it's like work is my hobby and I love it. That's why I do it, and that's the only thing that makes me feel sane. So then it's like a whole bad cycle. So I noticed for the past like 6 months, I haven't had a day where I turn it off, because for me, like again, it's my lifestyle. It's not like I go to work and I come home. I don't know how to disconnect from it. And so I think it was like that, and overworking, and which I love. I'm so grateful to do it, so I keep doing it. And then I had wait, what was the question? Why am I doing this? What was the question?
I was so entranced by what you were saying, because I was gonna say, don't you feel like, and then even when you turn it off, don't you get anxious about turning it off? You're like, I kind of want to turn it back on.
No, but then this is what I learned the other day. Oh my God, it was crazy. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to have a break and actually enjoy it, so I never do it.
Right.
I'd
Because you're
rather
like, I just want to work.
Yeah, and that makes me feel sane, so I'll
Right.
just do it. But then it started making me feel insane. Like I started to go insane. It was like a point where I was like, I'm going insane. And then I was like, one day I was like, okay. I asked everyone, if I take a break tomorrow, will I, with my career, just crumble to the ground? Do we die? I was like, do we die?
And it sounds irrational to others, but to you, it's like,
Yeah.
it's very valid.
And so literally I said tomorrow, I said, nobody texts me. I'm just going to try that. I've never done it before. Just no one is allowed to text me. No one. And then somebody texted me and I was like, this person, I literally was like, this person texted me. Please tell them not to text me.
You're me. You're
Yeah.
me.
And I was like, and I'd be like, I'll reply on Monday. And I did that. And then I was like an out of body experience. Is that what you
Yes,
call
yeah.
it? It was crazy. I was like, I felt like I was dreaming. And the whole day I was I was lucky because my friends flew in from like New York, and like all my friends were in the same city, and we're all like very similar. Like, do you know Myers-Briggs? So all my friends are it's like a Myers-Briggs thing, and we're obsessed with it. They're all NFP, so they're very similar, like
Oh,
similar
okay,
to
okay.
me.
Okay.
So we call it like we're like very similar people.
Uh-huh.
And I was like sitting there, and I'm like, I was pinching myself. I was like, I've never felt this silent in my brain.
Mhm.
I feel like it's like the first time in my life.
Did it feel good?
It felt crazy.
It
And
feels
then
crazy.
It was crazy.
It
was
feels crazy.
crazy.
It feels, I hate it. I hate it.
Literally.
I mean, I don't work 1% of how much
Uh-huh.
I know you work,
Yeah.
but like when
No.
I have like when I like, when things get slow,
No. but
it
then-
makes
no.
me sick.
But that's what I'm saying. But then this day was different.
Right.
That's usually how I feel. But I told him to turn it off. But I knew that in 24 hours I'm going to go back to work. So
Right.
it wasn't the anxiety.
Right.
It was silent. It was actually good.
Yeah.
So that's when I was freaking out. So I've never felt like, usually I'm
Good.
like, usually I feel like I hate
Yeah.
it, like you said. But I liked it. And I was like, this is really weird. And we ended up like bonding like over like drinks at the end of the day. Like we all started crying, and I hadn't been like letting my emotions come out for such a long time.
Right.
I'd been suppressing them because I didn't have time for it. I don't have
Right.
time. I don't have the energy. Like, I can't be emotional. So I was like holding it all down. And then I was like, this was a crazy day. And then I just started opening up. And my friends were telling me, like, yeah, you seemed a little like
Off.
gone for
Yeah.
a minute. And so like it feels good to have you back. I was like, yeah, I always felt like it started to get really weird every time I talk about emotions. And anyone who anyone who would start talking about the emotions, I'd literally like stand up and just go up.
Right.
I'd be like pissed off for some reason. I'd be like, I don't want to talk about this.
It's because do you ever feel like it's like when someone else is talking about it, it makes you confront your own and you're like, I don't want to do this right now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why do we end up talking about this? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Why are you apologizing? Are you okay?
Are we supposed to be talking about this?
Yes. One thing about me, I know we just met, is I am the most anxious motherfucker in the world. And what I really loved about what you said was when you said that you weren't anxious because you knew that you were going to work the day after.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone's way of making themselves feel better is
having work.
Is
set up.
having work, but if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah.
And like that actually just helped me because I'm like, oh, I actually love that. Like if I'm ever feeling that way, like, you know, I could take like an hour or two a day. Like you can take I think you have more time hopefully than you think. And if it's gonna make your work better, you could tell your team like, I need an hour, friend, FaceTime, chill, remove myself, no texts.
This is the thing. So I tried it like a few weeks ago in New York. I extended my trip. I was like, I'm gonna have a weekend, but I ended up working like the whole day, and I ended up like, and then the weekend passed. I was like, that didn't feel like a weekend. And then that's when I said to myself, okay, I'm somebody that doesn't know how to take a break.
Right.
I did. I literally said I'm going to take a break. It was not fun at all. I ended up working all day and I was stressed all day. And, you know, my brain didn't stop. But then it was different this time because that's when I said, I'm just not going to look at my phone. Don't text me tomorrow. So that was the difference. I was like, it was just like that action that I had to do.
Right. You have to set up boundaries.
Yeah. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Because you get anxiety that if someone's texting you that you're missing a text.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know that no one's texting you and you're setting up that control.
And I've told them, don't worry, I'll look at it in 24 hours.
Just please do not message me. I don't want to have the feeling of looking at my phone.
Yeah.
It works for you.
Yeah, but usually like I'd feel bad about it, but like I knew like
you shouldn't.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, sooner or later I'm gonna start crashing, and then it's gonna be more difficult for people to work with me because I slowly started feeling like I was like kind of avoiding things, but like usually I'm the one that I'm like, so what's happening with this? What's happening with that? I go to them usually. That's me, and so that's how the system runs. But then I started feeling that I was like kind of like like dreading going to work, dreading waking up, and I was like, okay, that's not me. So something's happening, and then that's why I took that one day off, and I was like, wow.
And it was a nice reset.
Yeah, it was.
When's your birthday?
February 11th.
Oh, are you an Aquarius?
I am.
You were giving such Virgo just now.
Really?
Like you love like to control and make sure everything is like in your order.
Okay.
It's very Virgo.
Virgo? But then why am I Virgo when I'm an Aquarius?
So
I don't know star signs.
No.
Obviously.
So
I
know like the basicness of it. So I was, I really didn't have anything else to say after that. It was just like, I was like, she's giving Virgo.
Okay. She's like, you just felt like I was a Virgo.
But I'm always wrong. So that checks out that I was wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an Aquarius. But then when I'm working, it's a different person.
Well, you do have a rising and a moon. And your rising is like what you bring to work. Like you portray to yourself, portray to other people. So if it's a Virgo, I'm going to be really impressed with myself.
Well, what do you?
I'm a Scorpio.
Okay, I have my best friend's a Scorpio too.
Yeah. Dark.
No, I love them. They're the best.
And I'm a Gemini rising and Gemini moon.
Okay.
Dark.
That's how you perceive yourself and how others
Yes.
perceive you?
Yeah. And that's like moon is how I perceive myself. Rising's how others perceive me. Sun, I don't know.
Okay.
I need to do a little more research before I start talking about this because I'm always wrong. But like I'm always like, oh, she's giving Virgo just now.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about number one girl?
Yeah.
I'm excited because you just showed it to me. So
you're the first person that I showed.
Like I'm fucking honored. So that song,
Yes.
is about how you dealt with like online perception.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the base of the song. But it's like an emotion. I think it's a universal emotion.
Right.
But yeah, that was the experience I grabbed from, and then we wrote it. Yeah.
And how did that feel to write?
So like it was a funny day. I came back home from like an event, and I was at the hotel. I was doing back-to-back sessions. But like yeah, so I guess from the event, social anxiety. I was trying to be like my best self. I came home, and the next day actually no. What am I talking about? Came back home. I was on the internet.
Yeah.
Doing my daily check of negative comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd been like a minute since I hadn't been out. I hadn't been like I wasn't releasing music. I hadn't been active because I was in the studio. I was trying to really like work on that, and so I was trying to close off like my, what do you call it?
Like your
Blackpink Rosé.
Yes.
And I needed to, channel into like what I think every day, like as like a normal person.
Did you, when you would go in the studio, would you like be conscious not to like go on Instagram and go on these like social and like read all these comments?
No.
You would still read them? Okay.
That's me. So that's that's very me. I have to be myself, but that's something I do.
And you know what? And that's
I'm
fine.
ashamed, but I do.
My screen time, you would be appalled. You would be.
It's pretty disgusting
I
for
wake
me
up,
as well.
Yeah. And I'm like checking.
Right. And so, I'm just being my authentic self. But because I like wasn't updating much, and like I was still navigating my way.
Right.
I was recording every day, so I wasn't posting. I wasn't posting cute pics or anything. I wasn't going out. I didn't even feel like going out because I have nothing to celebrate life for. I was like, I have so much to do. And so it was like not celebration time. So like I'm not presenting myself. I'm not like really posting pictures. And I know like everyone wants me to be like thriving, like, and success, and that's what they wanted. But then in order for me to like,
have that real
on
success,
be on the internet is when I have something, but I didn't have anything in my hands. And so like in my stance, I'm like working really, really hard. But then the internet, obviously, and then I find myself in like the wrong part of the world, in the social media world, and I've put myself there, obviously. But I'm like, where is this comment that's gonna like
ruin my day?
Ruin my day, and then and then I find a good one. I'm like,
Just keep scrolling, and you're like, who responded to that good one?
Yeah.
You're like, you're a real one.
Then I see a negative one, and I'm like, by myself. It's just like, I'm like, that's not true.
But the worst is when you read something that you've already thought about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, they notice it too.
That's the worst.
But so you were reading these comments and
then I couldn't get any sleep. I probably slept at like 6 a.m. or something. And then got to the studio and they were like, how was your day? And I was like, it was really bad. Yeah, it had been like a few months since, because I'm not active, like more people just have all the rights to say things. And obviously I'm not going to respond or anything, but it just keeps that community was growing and thriving in their world. I'm like the hater world. And then
it's like weeds. If you don't cut them, they'll grow.
Yeah, basically. And so I was like really like the anger actually got to me. And like, again, I'm not usually like that. I think usually I was like the me that I am usually. It's like I really don't care about that because I trust in myself and I know myself and I know where I'm at and everything. But it had been like months of that. So it did get to me eventually. And I hated it. It felt disgusting. I think I like ended up crying a lot, like by myself in the hotel room. And I got there and I was like, oh, like I feel this way. And I wonder if like, and this is the thing, I didn't like that part of me. It wasn't like, oh, I feel these emotions, let's write the song. It was like, I hated it. I wanted to hide it. And I had nothing else to talk about because it's like that day I was just feeling shitty. So I didn't even want to talk about any, like, I don't want to talk about boys, no nothing. I was like, ugh. Yeah. It feels gross. And so I was like, that's it. And I was like, I'm going to write the most vulnerable, discussing the honest song about like how I really feel. And because that's the real emotion. And then we started writing and it was so much fun.
And it was fun to write something sad.
Yeah, and
it's
just
like
disgustingly open.
It's like you're shedding it off of you. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
And I was like, it doesn't have to be pretty. Every time we would write something and it's like, oh, like so like comforting and nice. No, I was like, just more honest, more vulnerable. Like I couldn't even gone even worse, but I guess
Right,
we kind
right.
of. But yeah, and so we wrote it. But then I think I like the song because sometimes I listen to it and it reminds me of if I'm also going through a different thing. Let's say I want to be loved by somebody or something or like a group of people or whatever. Like it also transforms.
Right.
So I'll sometimes listen to the song and it's nothing about like what it's about when I wrote it, but then like I'd relate to it in a different way as well.
Oh,
So.
that's the beauty of songwriting, though.
Yeah.
And that's what your fans are, and that's what everyone in the world is gonna feel like. And I feel like it's gonna be so cathartic for you to like see what that song means to other people. Oh, I just think it's such a cool feeling, especially when you write it yourself and you had a hand in writing all of this. And like, I think all of this anxiety and this built up tension it's gonna feel like when you put Rosie out December 6th,
December 6th.
it's going to feel, you're gonna feel like the biggest just know I think that it's gonna be received beautifully.
I hope. I was like so anxious about it. You know, like when like the songs were like stacking up, I was getting anxious about it. But at this point, I've lived with the album for long enough, and I know that it's just like, it's like not much. It's like just normal human emotions. So it's like, how could it go wrong at this point? And if I was, because it's like just so me and like a song that I relate to, and I just feel like a normal girl in her 20s anyway, I feel like, you know, people would be able to relate.
They will.
Yeah.
They will.
If you don't like it, then you don't like it. Just okay.
Exactly. Period. There we go. Oh, well, with all of that being said, oh my God, that was like the most beautiful Therapuss intro of all time.
Wait, that was an intro?
I think.
Okay. I think I talked too much.
No. No. You shouldn't second guess yourself as much as you do.
Okay, I want to stop doing that.
Well, you know, it's easier said than done. But like, I'm always anxious that I present anxious, and you don't at all. You don't present anxious at all. And I know that's not how you're feeling all the time, but if you are ever anxious about that's how you're presenting and that causes you to second guess yourself, just know that to someone that's never met you before, that's not how it comes off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just wanted to say that. Well, before we get into the tell me what's wrongs, and that's where the pussies ask questions and we give them advice. Are you therapist about anything today? What brings you in today?
Sorry, what was it?
Like, are you
Sorry.
are you therapist about anything
Am
today?
I pissed off
Yes,
at it?
anything
Am I
pissing you off?
therapist about anything today? Because I just had my Sunday off.
You did?
I'm very like therapized.
Oh, you're very
right now.
therapleased.
Therapleased right now. I've been like really working on my mental health. But it's funny to say this because I'm usually work. So
Right.
I don't actually usually say this. Like I'm working on myself is not like a phrase that I usually use. So I've been trying to think really positive and just like in like real time. So I'm like trying to, maybe not. I don't think I have.
That's so admirable.
Do you know why also?
Why?
Like today I was like, because it's an interview and usually like I always have like somebody like drop me off and I was like, I want to drive today. Like, you know, actually I want to drive. So I like let my driver go and like I had like the nicest drive over here. Like
Amazing.
right now. And like I was like, the weather's so nice today.
It's so nice.
And I just had like a playlist on and I was like, wow, I'm like really happy. Like it's really been only like 2-3 days. But I've been like trying to tell myself how happy I am and that, you know, I'm grateful. I'm like trying to live in real time.
Positive self-talk.
Yeah, because usually I'm like not living in real time. I live in like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said okay to that like 3 days ago. Like, why did we do that? I don't understand that. And then the future, like, so if we're gonna do that, like, I have to like, you know, make sure that this is like this, and like then what? Like, I'm always talking about some time that's not like now,
right?
But like today was a good day because it was like a podcast. And I knew I'd be meeting you, and I felt like it was gonna be a chill.
It is.
Yeah. And my homework is just to be myself today.
Right.
So don't really have
to just come as you are.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm going to wake up. And I did my own makeup today. I don't know if I did well.
Yeah. Girl.
Can we?
Yes, you did well. You ate.
Thank you.
You ate.
I tried hard. I didn't do my own hair, but I did my makeup. And then I was like, I'm gonna drive myself, and so it's just like a good day for me.
Oh.
And I also have like I have like a rehearsal later on, and I've been anxious about it, but like I've been trying to do this thing where it's like I'll go and I trust myself. I know it always ends up being good because I know myself. I'm way too antsy and detailed to leave it.
Let it be bad.
Yeah, let it be bad. So trust in myself. I have a nice little podcast. I'm gonna go for like, a little chit chat, and then get there, like do it well. It's gonna be good. And so that's why if you ask me what I'm pissed off right now,
I'm so happy it's nothing. And then you know what you're gonna do after the rehearsal? Relax.
Yeah, until the next day. Yeah.
So you said you were having a little playlist on the way here. What are you listening to right now?
I was listening to how do you pronounce her name?
Claro.
Yeah, I was just listening to her whole.
She's great.
Yeah, I've only just started listening, and it's so nice to listen to it in the LA weather.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Claro's like ultimate LA
I've
music.
only just started listening, so it's like if you ask me which song you like, I'll be like, oh, I don't know the names.
Yeah.
I like the 4th song on the playlist. Yeah, but that whole thing.
She has this song called "Feel Something."
How does it go? I might know.
Wanna feel something. I don't feel nothing.
Wait, maybe I haven't gone to that
No,
song
maybe
yet.
not yet.
Oh, and then it turns out it's the second song.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's just that shouldn't sound like that.
No. Yeah, I'd be like, no, I would think you sang it way too like good. You like
it's too
outdid her
good?
vocal performance that I didn't recognize it.
Thank you. Of course.
It was very like Celine Dion that I couldn't.
Very Celine.
But yeah, so that's.
So you're listening to Claro. Is there anything else you're listening to right now? Anyone else?
Oh, I had been listening to. I'd been listening to a lot of. Because it's like sometimes you don't know what to play,
right?
But I have a song with Bruno, so I like it's kind of my drive.
No,
my
really?
Go-to driving. Really? Yeah, apparently, yeah, I do. So that's usually the fun playlist to play because it's like always.
That song has edged its way into my brain. It is that pre-chorus is one of the most addicting pre-choruses I have heard. I'm dead ass serious this decade. It's like pop perfection. How was working with Bruno? Because you guys are like best friends at this point.
Besties.
Because he posted the most outrageous like
he's crazy.
My jaw. I was like, wait, what the hell is happening? Like
literally, he joked about it, and I called him twice, being like, "Don't do it. You're gonna get." I was like, "You're gonna get canceled." Like literally, don't do it. He was laughing. He was like, "This is gonna be so funny." I was like, "Don't you?" I was like, "Don't you
fucking dare."
Usually, I'll tell him once, and then I was like, oh shit, I feel like he's gonna actually do it.
Right.
Called him again. Literally, I was like, don't do it. And he's like, oh, like just post the picture. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna tease it now. And then I teased it, and then he leaves a comment, and I'm like, oh my god, I was screaming.
Yeah.
I was like I was getting on a flight.
Yeah.
Because I needed to like, so I was like getting to the airport, right? Like packing my bags, and because I just posted, I was like just checking, and then,
right.
And then I'm like, literally mid packing, and I'm like, ah! I like screamed, and like my team like ran in. And they're like, "What happened?
Did someone die?"
Yeah.
You're like, "No, Bruno just posted the most annoying fucking caption I've ever seen."
And I was like, "He's crazy."
Yeah.
And then like we're on the way to the airport, and then like I'm in the car, and then I'm just like trying to check like like the reactions and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, he posted the other picture," and he has a whole fanfic thing, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
You haven't seen this, Nolan?
No.
It is the craziest.
I'm gonna look it up.
My jaw hit the floor, but can I tell you, it was the best song promo ever. He knew what he was doing, clearly. The song's like #1 in the world.
It was just like, it's going to be so funny. And I'm like, I called him, and I'm like, you're crazy. And he's like, Rosie, it's like hilarious. People are going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is serious. I was like, this is serious for me. I've been waiting, to release a song for so long. And like, you're so annoying. But yeah, he's funny. Yeah. It was funny.
A pain in your ass, but he's funny.
Yeah, he did lift the mood up because usually you get so anxious when you start teasing things. Like, it's like a moment where like you get so, like as an artist, like you get so vulnerable because, we've been working on this for so long, and it has to be good and it has to be the right decision. So usually you're really anxious, but the whole day I was just like,
yeah, like and lighten the mood. That is nice.
yeah.
Did you guys record that in studio together?
Initially written the song a year ago, and I had that song for a long time. But it's like it's so pop, right?
Right.
It's like it kind of sits a little differently to the rest of my songs on my album, and so I didn't know really what to do with it. But I knew that it did something to people. Every time I play it to anyone, they would always like text me like a week later or like a month later, be like, "When's that song coming out? I can't get it out of my head." So I knew it did something to people because I mean the initial thought of writing it was written because it did something to people. They were
Right.
doing the chant. And I was like, huh, okay.
Right.
It's triggering something, so we have to do it. And the song did the same. And so I was doing that. And then I signed to Atlantic. And then...
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yay, thank you. I'm happy I found a home. And then I found out he was in the label. And then I was like, do you think he would? And then he jumped on it. And then he did his little genius sprinkle.
Right.
All over the song and made it that like the song it is and then he like came up with he was like from the studio and like he was like playing guitar and like drums and then he started talking about the ideas of the video and, like at first he'd like send these like video references. I'll be like cool.
Oh, wow.
I'd be like cool. And he's like Rosie, we like this seems like an idea. I'd be like okay, cool. And that was like very beginning stages and then he started talking about looks. He's like, oh my god, this is a really cool look. And then he'd be like, oh, like, this is a really cool look on you. And then it gets me thinking about, like, what kind of look I should be in.
Right.
And, like, it was, like, building the world, that world. But, like, he had it in his head, I think, like a whole month before, or, like, a few months, the past, like, 2 months or something. And then he'd, like, throw things at me, and then he'd let me know that this is, like, how it's developing. And, like, it was all just, like, little, like, hints and clues, so I didn't really get it. And then I remember I rocked up to the video set, and I was like, I get it.
Right.
I get it now. And it was like the most fun shoot I've had in my whole entire
Really?
life. It was fun. Like everything you see in the video, that's literally how it was.
Yeah.
I was laughing the whole time.
Is he really funny?
No, he is funny, but that day he was like director mode, so I was like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, director.
Yeah.
That day he was director mode, but then like the things that we were doing were hilarious. Like he's like, Rosie, we have to do this like thing, and it's like we're like being like twins, right? But it was just funny. And I was like
Right.
laughing the whole because it's like we had to. I don't know if I'm allowed to spill the tea, but like we had to record it like slowly. But then so like you can't really. So I can kind
Right, because
of,
it's so fast motion when
Yeah.
you're like,
So it's like but then so like. It's not real time, so I can be laughing and you can't really see it.
yeah,
'Cause it's
yeah.
gonna be like this anyway. And I was like
Yeah.
the whole time I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna die. This is so funny. I'm dying. This is the funniest thing. It was just funny. It felt
And
like,
is that like the first time you like had to like do like it in slow motion?
yeah, it was. Oh my god! The next day, I woke up feeling like a pregnant lady. I was
Wait,
like,
really?
I literally was like, oh my god, I can't get up. I was like,
Because you
what?
had to, because it hurt, like your back
yeah,
hurt.
like my whole the whole back hurt because the whole video was done like
Right, like the slowest of motions, like
this, and you don't usually do this. It's a workout.
yeah,
Yeah, like,
because you
would
have
you-
to like make sure. Sorry, I just cut you off.
No, I think I did that. I did that the whole day today. I'm sorry.
I'm the worst. I cut
We're like,
everyone
I'm
off.
so sorry.
so sorry. We're both like, constantly apologizing.
Are we the same people?
I think we are. Like you walked in, you were telling me about your anxieties. I was like, oh, this will be great.
Oh, this will be
Like,
great.
I was like,
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, no, literally. When you meet someone else with like your same anxiety, like, oh, you're like, oh, we're good.
Yeah, we're
like,
good.
sister.
We're good.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
But who doesn't have anxiety? Some people don't, right?
I think crazy people don't. Like
Okay.
when people tell me that they're not anxious, I'm like, do you think? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, do
Yeah.
you have time to think?
Yeah. Do you even think?
Have you ever seen the movie Inside Out 2?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
course.
that like helped me understand my anxiety so much more.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's like,
Oh my god, I say that sometimes. Sometimes when I'm doing the freaking out thing. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
no,
I
please.
say, I like say
please.
it out loud. I'm like, anxiety has taken over the control
Yes,
board right now.
it has. It has. Anxiety has taken over my control room for 25 years.
Yeah,
So like,
oh no.
she's sitting there and she's like comfortable. She's had bitch in charge up there. But like, you know, like she is sitting there and she's like running the show. But like it checks out. It's like, oh, like anxiety like does just want to help.
Yeah.
But it just
good
like,
intentions.
Good intentions. And I'm like, yeah, like we're good.
Good.
Should we get into the tell me what's wrongs?
Okay. Yes.
I
Let's
think
do it.
I think you're gonna have fun with them.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
do it.
Now these, I've literally been like
Yeah. Right.
it's like been
but
slipping
it's
out of my
actually
hand.
usually better because it sucks that we have to hold this.
I
Better when
know.
you do this.
Oh, hold on.
Right.
You don't understand. I got a haircut last night.
Really?
Yes, I like had my entire. Yes, I cleaned my entire house. I was like, no, like, Rosé's coming over. Like,
Well, for me?
yes, it was for you. Are you kidding?
Wait,
Other
I'm
than that,
supposed to
I'm
go
like
with this?
throwing shit on them. I'm like, oh, you know, someone will pick it up.
Yeah.
And my roommates are like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm the worst roommate. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I know my boyfriend of 4 years is about to propose, and I've given him no reason to think I'd say no, but I feel like maybe I should say no. He's just kind of been giving me the ick for the past 5 months. Is that normal?
Very. Why is that? Why would that not be normal?
I think it's normal too. I feel like that's pre-engagement jitters, or maybe.
Oh, well, I've never been engaged.
Neither
so
have
actually,
I. Neither have I. I've also never had a boyfriend. So, like, I'm the worst. But, like, if that was me, I don't know. Like, because the difficult thing about anxiety is, like, sometimes you're like, is this real? Like, are these emotions that I'm feeling real? And, like, should I act on them, or are they just anxiety? But to me, it sounds like she doesn't want to be engaged to him.
The ick is
It's a real thing.
yeah.
That's a real thing.
But I don't think it might not be. She might feel bad because she starts feeling like she's not liking him, but then he's probably a good guy, whatever. But it's probably not about him. It's probably about something, about each other. Like
Right.
probably about something she wants and what she doesn't want, and it has nothing to do with that guy being a bad guy or a good guy. Probably it needs much more conversation and love in the conversation.
Right.
Not focusing on the ick, but focusing on like the love. And then once you start talking in love, I think you can start picking out real problems
Right.
and really nurturing each other about those problems. So I think it'd probably be best if you don't focus on the ick, but because of the ick, you should start bringing out emotions and conversations, but out of love, not like negativity. Like, we're about to get engaged and I don't want to get engaged with you. Not that, but like, let's talk about this. Like, I'm feeling a little bit of an ick and I don't know why. And then she probably has to think about what she thinks, what she's thinking, instead of about him giving her the ick.
Damn.
You give amazing advice. I'm like kind of freaking out. I'm literally like, break up with him. Like,
Oh my God, am I boring? Am I like a
no,
grandma?
he was left speechless. That was like the best. Did anyone out there hear that advice? That was like incredible
I
advice.
feel like a grandma with my glasses. It's like, okay, so
No, that was like wise and like thoughtful. I'm like, he's giving you the ick. Dump him. Like, oh my God, I have no notes and nothing else to say because my advice is so bad. But yeah, like maybe the ick. I don't know. I feel like people, like she's hiding a lot inside because she has this feeling, he's going to propose, he's going to propose, he's going to propose.
Yeah.
She needs to say something,
Yeah.
you know, because like maybe you don't want to break up with him. but
Maybe the conversation will make her like be reassured
Right.
and make her love him more again.
100%.
Probably. That's probably going to happen. If she
I
has
think
that
so, too.
conversation. Yeah.
I hope so.
Cute. Have a great marriage. They're going to get married.
I want to get married. I want to get married so bad.
Really?
Kind of.
Wow.
I just want a boyfriend. Like, I want a
Let's do
boyfriend.
it.
I want one
Let's
so
do
bad.
It. Let's talk about it.
Let-
Let's get one.
I don't know. Like, I've been searching for one my whole life, and I'm like, I just want.
You can make, don't search for it. We can make, just like we can create.
Okay.
something. There are, like, great people out there, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting what you're picking up. Let's
let's
go on
make
the
it
let's go on the
happen.
hunt.
Yeah.
Let's go on the hunt. I fear I have a case of the terrible 20s. Some of my friends are getting married. I'm not. Some have kids.
Not me.
Some have houses, and I feel like I'm nowhere near ready for any of that. I often get super down because of it. I'm hoping 30s are the new 20s. They are. Ugh.
So she's getting like anxiety because people around her are
Or
so
like
happy
getting
and they're not.
married and buying houses and like.
When has that only like been a good, like, my question is like getting married and getting a house, like why is that the status quo of being happy is my question. Some people have miserable experiences. And some people have miserable experiences there, and sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm so happy that I'm a single girl.
Yeah.
So like that shouldn't be. I don't know.
There's
I'm
no,
being
there's
like
no
a boring like
no,
grandma again.
Why do you think this is boring? This is like, I'm like actually taking this in. There is no status quo for happiness. There shouldn't be, at least.
Yeah.
Like, what if you're if you are not happy because you're basing your happiness in relation to other people around you, you're never going to be happy, which is hard for me to learn because I compare myself to everyone, everything all the time. But it really is true. Side note, do you ever like, when you touch this, like, do you ever like to tap the top really softly?
Everything with this.
And it's a little airy and it feels like, ooh,
I've tried everything with this.
ooh, I really, really like this.
There are some people who like, that gives me so much anxiety when I see my friends do it. Like they do this. They squeeze it.
Nope. Until it pops.
Like that.
No.
Right?
No. I hate
I was
that.
like, you're psychopathic.
It's like trying to pop a balloon.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to get therapy.
You need to get therapy. You need to get Therapuss.
Yeah, you need to be here.
You need to be right here. Wait, I'm sorry. My ADHD brain is like moving from thing to thing to
Yes,
thing. But
we
I've been
love.
so desperate to ask you. Do you like? What do you watch? Do you watch TV?
I wish. I've been so busy. I haven't had time to just sit down and just focus on something. So,
I think
what should
if
I
you
watch?
like give yourself. Oh my God, I have suggestions. What type of stuff do you like? Like, what's your
I
vibe?
like-
Thriller, comedy, heartfelt.
Oh, like TV based?
Yeah.
I like the dating program.
The dating. Do you watch Love Island?
Yeah, I used to, and then the Australian one was really fun.
Yeah.
And then I started watching Korean ones. Have you watched the Korean ones?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
Are they
they're
good?
insane. Oh, that's a whole new world.
Really?
Yes,
What's different
I do.
about them?
Like the Love Island stuff, like first date they're already like making out and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But the Korean ones are like last episode and they hold their each other's hand
No.
and everyone's like
yeah.
hold hands is the vibe.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my god, he gave her a hug is the like 15th episode.
Wait, I want that.
But it's like so good. You
Yeah.
have to watch. Have you ever watched any K dramas?
Squid Game is Korean, no?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Squid
Squid
Game.
Game.
Yeah.
Do you watch Squid Game?
So, yeah, I watched it in like 3
season 2 is about to come out.
Yeah, I saw the
I'm
billboard.
so excited. Squid Game
I
was
saw the billboard.
my addiction.
Yeah.
My addiction.
Yeah. it
And
was
like
good.
I became really down bad for Squid Game, and now I'm really excited for season 2.
Yeah, I saw. I bumped into the actor. Like have you seen the billboard?
Yeah.
The main character.
Yeah, the
with
main
and
guy.
and he's changed his hair red.
Yeah.
And like I saw him at Lakma the other day, and he's really nice to me. He's always like, "Hi, Rosie. Like it's good to see you." And he's like, and I was like,
That
I'm
show
such a big fan.
was so addicting,
and he's
dude.
like on the billboard over
Yeah.
in LA, and I was like,
Do you know that's like one of the most watched Netflix shows of all time?
really?
Yeah, of all time.
Kind of deserves it. It was
It is the
fun.
most watched.
It is the most watched?
Really?
Did you watch Squid Game?
I did when it first came out.
Yeah, same. No, same.
Yeah.
And
For me,
then
I was a bit late to it because everyone was like, Squid Game, Squid Game, Squid Game. And me being me, I'm like, I'll watch it someday. And then I think it was like I got COVID or something.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And I was like stuck home. And so I like turned on the first episode. And like the next day, I'm like on my last episode.
Yeah,
and
no.
I finished it in like.
That was me.
literally.
And I'm always very like hesitant of like when everyone's like, everyone loves a show. I'm always like,
I know.
like, I'm always like, really? You
I'm
like
like,
it?
it's
Yeah.
not- I don't know. I don't think it'll be my thing.
That's
until I'm obsessed.
Everything. And then I'm like,
Damn, it was
like, there's this show called Tell Me Lies.
Oh, tell me lies.
I think you would like it.
Really? Okay.
I think you would like it.
Okay.
It's about a very toxic relationship in college, but it's very soapy. It's very soap opera-y, and it's very like it's just it's
great.
It's very dramatic. There's
Uh-huh.
twists and turns, and the main guy is so hot.
Okay, that's very important.
Yeah, very hot, and I think you would really, really, really like it.
Okay. Tell me lies.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then you don't like well,
Scary stuff. I mean, if I have friends to watch it with, maybe.
you don't like high stress things, do you? Because you're already
Not right now.
Okay.
Because my life.
Because my favorite show I just started watching was the show called Industry,
Mm-hmm.
and but that's like the highest of stress. So maybe none of that.
Okay.
But
maybe sometime when
maybe sometime when you're like, I need
I need
excitement.
stress. Yeah, I need
I
excitement.
need excitement back in my life.
Adrenaline. Okay.
There's this one girl that copies my every move, from the same nails, TikTok videos, pictures, anything you can think of. The worst part is we have the same name. What do I do?
Enjoy it.
Yeah, like enjoy it. I think imitation is the highest form of flattery, which is frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
But people also don't copy me. So like,
But it also depends. If that girl's mean to her and then copying everything, that's like a bit annoying. But
Yeah.
if she's just like copying her, just become besties and then bond over it. She obviously likes your stuff and like give tips and whatever. But then again, like I said, if that girl is a little bit of like mean
Yeah.
and then copying everything, this is annoying.
I think you're one of the nicest people I've ever met.
I really
Yes.
no, I'm mean.
You're like, oh, they're copying you. Just befriend them.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
and then you get rid of the stress.
I'm having a lot of fun with you.
Oh, really?
Have you ever done a
About that.
podcast before?
Oh my gosh, I don't think I have.
I am so fucking honored.
Oh my god, this is my first podcast?
I am
But why do I feel so like,
relaxed.
yeah.
That
Like I'm
means
just like
I've
catching up with my girlie.
oh
That's what it feels like.
Jake, it's been way too long and I still can't get over one of my best friends. I know she doesn't feel the same, but I overthink moments that have happened, which is what makes me think of what could have been. So they had like a friendship fallout.
Wait, so what happened? Do you think the girl is kind of left or she?
It's
didn't like her?
unclear, but what
It
it
seems
feels like they had a mutual falling out. And it feels like if she wanted it back, she could get it back, but she knows that it's not good for her.
Oh, it's not good for her.
Yeah.
That girl's not good for her.
And I've had friendship breakups, and in the moment they feel so, it's the closest thing I've ever had to a real breakup, and in the moment they feel so earth shattering.
Yeah.
But then I feel like when you think of yourself right now, and you list like 4 or 5 things that you're grateful for right now, they would not be here if you did not let that person go. Is how I try to view it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Super nice.
Thank you.
No, I think that's exactly what she should do. Is just don't be dramatic. And I don't know. Maybe that's a bit hard to say.
No, say.
Like, yeah, like I think I got a dramatic over something once, and then I was just like, just live a simple life.
Right.
Says somebody who's so not simple.
No,
But-
but you can find the simplicity in anything.
Yeah, but like just acknowledging it, and then not defining that fallout with like thinking that like it's a failure
Right.
for you. Maybe
right.
she's probably
right.
feeling that.
She's feeling like it's a failure. Like I
Yeah.
invested all this time in this relationship and
Yeah.
now it's done.
Yeah, but not
sometimes
yeah.
relationships are meant to be there to teach you something
Yeah.
and then let go.
Yeah, and they're just like, just don't think of it as failure. Just think of this is today. She's not in my life today. And then later on, let's
She
say
could
5
be.
years, she could be. And then just, even when she does come back in, just naturally let it be. Don't be so dramatic. over it.
100%.
Yeah. Be
Period.
chill, says the girl that's the least chill on earth.
You know what, though? Sometimes the people that give the best advice can't take their own advice. So that's why people say, do as I say, not as I do.
True. Very true.
So, Rosé, what did we learn today?
We learned that I am not therapist at anything today, as of today.
Which is a great sign. I mean, she had a great time in the Therapuss office.
Literally, this is the best start to my day.
Stop.
Literally.
Are you
I'm not
serious?
even joking.
I'm going to feel so good
Yeah.
after this.
I don't feel like I worked at all.
Stop.
Literally. This is an extension to my weekend.
You guys. You fucking guys.
Thank you for having me.
Are you kidding?
No.
Thank you for being here. Oh my God. Everybody, Rosé's new album, Rosie, comes out December 6th. And her new single, Number One Girl, is out now, as well as her new single, Apate, with Bruno Mars.
Go stream it. Go listen to it. Go cry to it.
Go cry, go
Go
dance,
dance to it.
go do it all.
Do it all.
Rosé, thank you for being here.
Thank you so
I
much.
love you. I love you.
Love you. I love you. Thank you.
Goodbye, pussies.
Goodbye.
He's got you on the hook. He's slaying and he's shook. It's Therapuss, 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 Therapuss.